Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chat from a Hat. I am your host, Josh Brown, along with my co-host,
Caleb Luther.
Caleb, how are you today?
Pretty good. Pretty good on this this change of date that we've done here.
That's right. We've changed our dates from Wednesday to Friday, so it gives us a little more.
In terms of recording.
In terms of recording. And now all of the episodes will be out on Monday mornings instead of Friday, so you have something to ride to work listening to, or riding on your elliptical in the morning while you're exercising, or riding your bike, or I don't know. Yeah. What else do you ride? That keeps we got to keep it PG though. Yeah. Anyway, so Caleb, how was your week?
Pretty good, I think, right?
Sure.
Not a lot going on.
I don't know. I haven't talked to you.
Not a lot going on.
There's not a lot going on. You're right.
Did a little bit here and there.
Did you ride your bike any this week?
I didn't, but I exercised outside. Just didn't ride my bike. I was like, I'd rather just do some stuff in the yard than ride a bike. I was like, I don't want to have to go down the road.
You posted some doodling videos of your on your guitar and stuff. Your new pink guitar that you have. It's a pretty nice guitar. I won't lie.
I'm recording some new songs, and I wrote a little jazzy solo, and I posted it. It's pretty good.
A little jam.
Best thing I've ever written.
You said that about the last thing, but
the coolest guitar parts I've ever written.
Okay, all right. Well,
the song, fine. Who knows? Song might be trash, but the guitar part's sick.
Now
we'll see.
I know about you.
We'll see when it happens. I haven't recorded.
But I know about you. If you think it's trash, you're not going to release it.
Oh, it's going to be good. It's just, the music's good. It's just a matter of whenever I decide to do vocals on it.
Right. But even then, like I said,
lyrics. So,
if you think the song's trash, you don't.
If it's bad, I just won't release it. Yeah. I'll make intro music for our podcast.
Yes, that's be season 2.
Yeah, season 2 we'll have the jazz
on January the 1st.
Yeah,
because we don't plan on going anywhere, as contrary to popular belief.
I don't plan on labeling things as seasons either. Really, it's just going to happen, and some weeks aren't going to happen because of things. Like last week, we didn't have an episode.
Last week we didn't have an episode because we were changing time. So
if we want to label something a season, whatever, that's fine. But there ain't going to be like 2 month breaks or 3 months.
There's going to be like 3-4 month breaks between all of these. I can't do this every week with you.
It's not
going
to happen. It's just so hard.
It's so hard to sit here and just talk into a microphone.
It's so difficult.
Anyway, so Caleb, March Madness tournament is over. It is over.
The animation tournament has concluded
on the 24th.
Concluded this past Thursday.
Last night, since we're recording on Friday. So
Caleb. So the Final Four was fairly easily predicted, even though I predicted it a little wrong. Mm-hmm. It was Toy Story versus Shrek, and then on the other side, it was The Lion King versus Nightmare Before Christmas. Mm-hmm. And no surprise, Toy Story and Lion King made it to the finals.
Yep.
And a very close finals match.
Yep.
You know, and whenever I predicted the bracket, I had Lion King winning. You had Toy Story winning. Mm-hmm. And Toy Story pulled it out. Won by about 5 or 6 votes. So, pretty fun.
Which isn't surprising.
Pretty fun tournament. Got some pretty decent participation, and yeah.
Neither of us won.
Neither of us won the prediction bracket. So
it's sad too. It's sad because
I know.
I hope Eric is that who won?
Eric Browning.
I hope Eric, you enjoy your bragging rights, because our podcast isn't successful enough yet to give out a prize. So you get the bragging rights.
To give out a Buffalo Wild Wings gift card.
Oh man! Well, heck, I could have done that. I'd have really fought for that.
$5.
I would have fought for that. I would have demanded a recount on a lot of those matchups to win that Buffalo.
I didn't understand. I was kind of like wiping everyone away on that. I was keeping track of the point totals week to week, and I was just killing everybody. But then whenever Toy Story lost, I just went down to third place somehow, like bad. I was like, wow, how do they run points? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
We'll have to do something different next time. Next year we'll have a better setup and have better participation.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Caleb, so we're talking about, we've already talked about the March Madness and the animated tournament. Let's move on to our week in music. Today being Friday, it's Release Friday. Everybody's releasing their albums and movies and games and things like that are released on Fridays. So we can actually get to talk about those a little bit more in depth. Do you remember when stuff came out on Tuesday? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I just recorded a TikTok video about Victory Records and how Victory Records, while being a really small independent label, every release from Victory Records would be at Walmart on that Tuesday. And sometimes I'd just blindly buy Victory Records albums. Like, I don't know this band, but I'm going to buy it. Sometimes it was successful. Sometimes it was a failure.
Yeah.
More often not success, though.
But, I remember, like, everything, especially mid-2000s, like, late or early, like, 2010s.
Yeah.
Everything came out on Tuesday. Games, books, movies, DVDs, music. I don't know why it went back to Friday.
I don't know when do movies come out on video now.
I think Friday.
You sure?
I think
It's not still Tuesday.
Maybe
or
it is still
Wednesday
Tuesday.
or some weird day.
But that's the thing. Most formats of entertainment now come out on Fridays, which is I just don't know where we changed on that.
Yeah, it's always been movies on Friday.
Yeah.
Well, you'd always get preview screenings on Thursday
Yeah.
movies, but now everything's kind of gravitated towards
But-
Friday. Yeah, there was a couple new album releases that caught my attention. One that I've been waiting for a while, which is the new Fall Out Boy album, So Much for Stardust. It caught my attention because the first single was
really good.
Really good.
It's a return to form for them. It
Love,
felt like.
Love from the Other Side was a single, and it felt like something that was just snatched right out of Infinity on High.
Yeah.
Which, if anybody knows me, it's my favorite Fall Out Boy album. So that got me excited. Me excited. I stayed up last night. I listened to this at midnight.
I was informed that you and Erica, who was our
she was really pumped about the album.
Yes, Erica is the Fall Out
Fall Out
Boy fan of our friend group. That you all, because I had talked to her today about the album too, and she was like, if you think that me and Caleb didn't have a 12 a.m. Listening party, just the two of us, then you're crazy. I was like, it's good to know that you all had that.
Well, I put my headphones on. I wanted to put my good headphones on for that first listen, and this is going to sound weird to say, but is it possible to feel ever so slightly disappointed in something while still fully recognizing that objectively this is the best thing they've done in 15 years? Not even close.
No. Does
that make sense?
Yeah.
Because I guess a part of me was expecting a really, really great album.
You know what you did? You hyped yourself up for it. Just a touch.
Which is
just
stupid.
A touch.
I shouldn't have done that because I'm not the biggest Fall Out Boy fan. Like, Infinity on High is my favorite Fall Out Boy album, and I probably give it an 8.5 out of 10. So an 8.5 is the ceiling for me. So I don't know what I was thinking.
The thing of it is, and I'll agree with that to a certain extent, because when you sent that song to me, and you were like, man, this is the best thing Fall Out Boy's put out in like 15 years, I was like, okay.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I listened to it, and I was like, I said to Nancy, I went, oh my God, this is freaking fantastic. I didn't use that word, but I was like, this is awesome. This is like, to me, you say it's Infinity on High. I think it really is it would almost be like a stopgap between Infinity and Foley.
Well, I think that's the case for the entire album.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I thought that first song had certain like elements that sounded like Infinity on High. I think as a whole, the album feels like what would have came next after Foley, which they've said that's the case. And Love from the Other Side, that first single, is the first song on the album. So it starts things off great. I do think that it is. Maybe it's top 3 songs on the album for me.
Yeah. I think it's top 3 song on the record, period.
The album kind of does this annoying thing, which isn't their fault. It's sort of what popular albums do now, where they front load all of the singles. The first 3 singles are the first 3 songs.
Yeah.
And none of those songs are bad. I mean, I like this. I like the second single. I thought Heartbreak Feels So Good. I like it fine enough. Don't love the third song that much. It has like the bass line at the beginning.
I think the bass line's the best part of the song.
It's cool. The song is very, honestly, like
Pete's tone's great.
Vocally, that song. What is that song called? I can't remember the name of it. It's the new. They released a video for it today.
Hold Me Like a Grudge.
Yeah, Hold Me Like a Grudge. Like vocally, it kind of reminds me of Michael Jackson a little bit. There's a lot of Michael Jackson influence. So
I can see that.
In a way, the song kind of reminds me of like Billie Jean, to some extent. But to me, there's still, I don't know. There's still elements to it that linger from the era of Fall Out Boy that I don't love. But luckily, it's sort of like it's offset by some really great things. You know, the things I don't love, sometimes it'll have like some vocal riffing that like is like this. It sounds like something that you'd hear on the radio every day.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, Patrick Stump is a really good vocalist, so whatever. But there's also a lot of
let him stretch.
A lot of hand claps.
There are. And I didn't notice it until you brought it up.
Particularly in the whole like middle parts of the album, which I think that's the middle parts of the album is my least favorite part of the album, because I think the album starts really strong and it ends crazy strong. I think the last two songs, so much for Stardust, the title track is the final song, and it might be the strongest song on the album. There's even like a
little how it bookends.
It has a little bit of a lyrical thing that sort of like it comes right from that first song. And What a Time to Be Alive is them channeling Earth, Wind, and Fire. Particularly September. The song sounds like
that
September.
is what I thought.
And, it doesn't even bother me that they rip it off because it's done so well. And as soon as that song started, I was like, man, this is the best song on the album, definitely.
Well, speaking of that, the song I said to you, and I also said to Erica earlier, that So Good Right Now is literally Little Bitty Pretty One. It literally
I couldn't figure that out until you told me that.
It literally rips off the vocal line at the very beginning of the song, and that's fine. That's fine. No, it's
they've done stuff like that.
Yeah, and it's come to the point today, and I've said this numerous times before. You can only write so many songs.
Yeah.
And after a while, some songs are going to sound similar to others.
Yeah.
And
with this case, this was purposely done.
Yeah, exactly.
It was almost like an homage.
Yeah.
To that. Yeah.
And I know people are going to hate that, and they're going to hate people saying that, but I don't. It's whatever. I don't care. I like that song a lot, though. I really do.
I like it fine. It's not. Yeah. It's not on my list of songs that I loved here. I think the song kind of, as a song, not that intro, but the song as a whole kind of reminds me of some like mid '80s Billy Joel a little bit. There's some other songs that worried me at first, like Heaven, Iowa. It started off, and I was like, "Is this what this song's gonna be?" It honestly kind of sounds like Phil Collins a little bit of like In the Air Tonight.
Yeah.
But it takes off, and those guitars come out of nowhere. I'm like, okay, this is building to something. And a song like what's that song? My own
muse. Yeah,
My Own Muse. I think that there's great elements to it, but there's stuff I don't.
Now, is that the song I was talking to you about earlier that has the really cool orchestral part?
It has a good string arrangement. Yeah.
I don't like the boom,
I love
boom,
the verses. The verses kind of remind me of like No Leaf Clover by Metallica.
Yeah.
But I don't love the chorus. Like I don't think that it's hooky or catchy enough to justify how much it's done. Don't love it. I don't know. Just me. But luckily, there's no songs on here that I hate. That I outright dislike. Yeah. And that's something that I couldn't say about Fall Out Boy for the last 14 years or so. So this, if they're going to come back and return to quote unquote form, this is a good way to do it. I think it's a solid album. I would give the album a 7 out of 10.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
I personally loved 10 Years on the album.
I like it too.
I think that song 80s. Is really good.
Very like 80s, a new wave.
I would agree with you. Probably 7.5 I would give it.
It's my fifth favorite.
Probably
right?
Fifth.
Is that fifth?
Yeah.
Was there 4 initial albums?
Yeah. The 4 initial albums.
This is their fifth.
And that's the thing too. Album. It's like you did not like Save Rock and Roll at all.
Not really. I like Phoenix.
I like some of those songs on it. A few of them. Yeah. I do not like anything on American Psycho
or Mania.
Mania's
bad. Mania's the bad.
What's funny is that I said to Erica today, I was like, "Yeah, this sounds like the bridge, the bridge between those two records." And I was like, I can't think of anything like off of Save Rock and Roll and American Psycho that this is as good as, or that those albums are as good as. And she went, "Yeah, let's not even talk about Mania." I forgot Mania had existed.
Yeah, it's
like it.
Not great. I think they did too.
Probably for the best. For the best.
But I'm excited to see where they go from here. I wish that they would let go of some of the things that they won't let go of. But that's just me. That's just me. That won't bother some people. There's just some production things here. I'm like, that irritates my ears.
To me too. I wish they would get away from the whoa stuff.
Yeah,
that's just me. And
there was a time,
and I know that's for like their shows to bring like fan interaction and stuff like that, and stadiums listening to, because they're doing a stadium tour for God's sake.
Yeah, that's who they are.
So they're a stadium band now. Never thought in a million years I'd say Fall Out Boy was a stadium band, but they're doing stadiums on this tour, and they're going to play a lot of these tracks. And a lot of these tracks are going to have people screaming, 50,000 people screaming whoa back at them. So that's fine.
Yeah.
But me and you, I know from just where we come from as far as like musicianship and stuff goes, to broaden that would be so cool from them. But the album's great.
I say that, but about the whoa-whoa-who's, but they would do stuff like that on like From Under the Cork Tree, like of all the gin joints, and that it didn't bother me.
Right,
then.
That's what I'm saying though.
It didn't bother me.
It feels like if they can evolve as musicians to do things like off Save Rock and Roll and do things from on those later albums. They can move past that too.
Yeah.
You know, I get, like you said, Patrick is a great vocalist.
Yeah,
but
he's so good that it bothers me whenever I see them perform live. Like they posted some videos live on like some talk shows here recently, and I almost wish they didn't have a backing vocal track, like a harmony track.
Yeah,
I was like, just let him sing. Just let him do his own thing here.
Get him a pedal. Get him a vocal pedal.
Don't even do that. Just
if they want to do it that bad, just get him a vocal pedal.
I guess they just want to duplicate the studio sound so much, but sometimes the beauty of it is for the live thing to be a little bit different.
Let the crowd do the background vocal.
Which is a good transition to my next thing, which is Black Country New Road. They released a live show about a month ago on YouTube. It's called Live at Bush Hall, but this Friday, you can stream it now on all streaming services. Live at Bush Hall. These songs are songs that were never previously recorded. Their singer, after their last album, Ants From Up There, which was my favorite album of last year, he left the band after that. They never got to perform. They never got to tour that album. So it's just the rest of the members just singing. They all sing different songs on this thing. So
that's cool.
So it's all new songs. And if this is the only recording we ever get of these songs, I think it's perfectly fine. Because in terms of a live show, it feels very conceptual. Like every song is like purposely placed where it is on the set because it feels like a bit of a like storytelling within a live show. It's like nine songs, but it's like 45 minutes. Some songs are long, but they build. And if you don't know Black Country New Road, they're kind of like a art rock experimental band. They have a lot of different cool instrumentation, and like I said, they have 3 different singers on this live show. So if you're into something, want to hear something cool and new in terms of a live show, I would definitely recommend streaming Live at Bush Hall. From a songwriting perspective, it's almost just as good as that last album, which was my favorite album of last year. Yeah. So go stream that if you want to hear something cool.
I'll check that out.
Yeah. There may not be for everybody. They're sometimes a little weird, but I would give. I only listened to it once today, but my first initial thought was like, "Oh, this is like a 9 out of 10."
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's up there with John Wick, which we also watched, the John Wick, but. Not to give anything away, let's just say it's kind of good.
Yeah,
it's kind of good. But if you want to hear our full thoughts on it, it is on our Facebook page. Yep. The video reviews on there. You can hear a splurge about it or talk trash about it. Who knows? Probably leaning towards splurge. But yeah, check that out. Good. Check that out. Check it out if you've seen the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, check out that review. It's on our Facebook page, which is just Chat from a Hat. So.
Yeah. So you can go check that out there. Give it a like and a follow and a share. Yeah. But, Caleb, since we're talking about John Wick, there was a few movie things that came out this week that was pretty big. Well, I mean, Linda Blair returning to the Exorcist franchise. That's big. I mean, that's...
Let's hope it pays off.
I hope.
David Gordon Green directed that Halloween trilogy, and I did not like a single one of those movies.
I did not either.
But I've seen him direct some good stuff. So...
And it all depends on who's writing it as well, and who is writing it.
And to say that The Exorcist and Halloween are drastically different movies is an understatement.
That's what we talked about earlier, though.
They're way different movies.
I think him with a supernatural slasher film, maybe that's not his forte with it.
But with that being said, there was a time where I would have said they're somewhat similar. Whenever I'm just looking at the first Halloween movie, is a pretty artistic, not even that bloody of a movie. Yeah. It's just... tension from hell in that movie, but then the series became something else. The Exorcist has always kind of just been like this really disturbing, artful movie, and maybe he can recapture that.
Still nothing cracks me up more than watching The Exorcist at Nathan's house. That was the fun.
The phone ringing
the phone ringing and Nathan's heel touching his ear because it scared him so bad. It scared him so bad. But anyway, Caleb.
What's next?
I saw a trailer today.
Yeah.
For this movie called Big Shark.
Oh yeah.
It's Tommy Wiseau.
Directed by none
other.
First direction movie. First directed movie since The Room, right? Which is 2003, maybe.
Yeah. There's good reason. There's good reason.
Listen, I definitely want to watch this movie. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure if it'll have the same appeal as The Room.
I think it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be horrible. But at the same time, though, because here's the thing.
Oh, man, that shark.
When you saw the trailer, though, what was the first thing that went through your mind?
The fonts they're using.
This looks
awful.
Yeah, but this looks like The Room.
Yeah, the way that it's
the way that it's filmed,
Kinda,
the way that
yeah.
it's shot.
Yeah.
Tommy Wiseau's a genius.
Yeah, I mean,
He's a genius. He made one of the worst movies of all time that now has a cult following.
Yeah.
What do? You stick with your wheelhouse.
You wait
make
20 years.
You wait 20 years, and then you release another movie that looks even worse. Because this one actually has special effects and stuff in it.
No, this is gonna be drastically worse than The Room.
It literally, okay, so when I see the shark, it literally looks like Birdemic.
Look bad.
It looks horrible.
Yeah. But,
You can tell this probably has maybe a $25,000 budget, maybe.
I bet it has like a $5 million. Remember, The Room had like a $7 million budget or
that's
something
true.
like that. And
That's
that
true.
movie looks like trash. That reminds me that Bob Odenkirk has they're
remaking
The Room, and
why?
He's playing it straight. And I'm not gonna lie, that's something that I desperately want to see.
I just don't know what you're gonna do. I know you're gonna remake it, but I mean,
listen,
what's there to do?
I don't care. I want to see it.
I do
Bob
too.
Odenkirk is an incredible actor. I want to see him deliver that dialogue with a straight face. And
I think he'll do it.
He's gonna do it.
I mean, I'm just saying.
It's been done. It's happened. It's already filmed. It's ready to come out.
Do you think it's going to be better, or do you think that it might?
It's going to be better. It's going to be better. But I mean, listen, who knows?
Who knows?
How that's going. I've seen people trash it online. They're like, I don't know, but in my mind, I'm like, they're missing the point. But I'm like, am I missing the point?
Maybe that's what
we don't know. I
that's the
don't know
thing.
what to expect.
When's that come out? Do we
I don't know.
Oh man,
I think the movie's being released for like charity though. So I mean, like, it's not like a big deal. The movie's not. Like, it's not like
okay.
It's not like a big release. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll just come like to streaming or something like that. I think.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's cool.
What's next?
Well, what's
Where are
next?
we?
What's next,
Where are
Caleb?
we?
What's next, Caleb? Is our topic.
MySpace. It's funny that we're talking about MySpace this week and also talking about Fall Out Boy in that era. Of
Yeah, I know.
2000s,
It's weird.
I think the two things kind of go hand in
Yeah,
hand.
and The Room, like,
The Room.
come on, man.
And John Wick.
John Wick.
And Black Country New Road.
Yeah.
They were all over MySpace.
They were all over MySpace. MySpace Music.
Yeah, we're talking about MySpace today. Remember MySpace? You remember it?
You know what the thing is? I vaguely remember MySpace, which is kind of sad.
That's what I thought until I started to do a little bit of research and started to remind myself of the way that I acted on MySpace and things that I had on MySpace. And MySpace was launched in 2003. I did not have a MySpace in 2003.
I didn't have a MySpace
I was 13 years old in 2003. And it was the largest social networking site from 2005 to 2009. Now that was the sweet spot.
Yes.
I think I might have started getting on MySpace around 2005.
Yeah, I think for me it was right at probably 2006, maybe 7.
Yeah.
I was late to the party with it.
I might have been like slightly late too.
Yeah, I was a little late to the party, but had one. You learn how to code when you do MySpace for sure. Everyone had a coding degree by the time that MySpace was over.
Yeah.
With everything that was going on. So, Caleb, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
When you got your MySpace, and the first person that came up on your MySpace as a friend was Tom, what'd you think?
It was Tom Anderson.
What'd you think?
I didn't know what to think.
I didn't know what to think
Who
either.
is
I was
this?
like,
who is this guy in the white shirt?
Who the hell is Tom?
Looking behind himself.
And just
like
with
writing something on a board.
with this big crap-eating grin on his face.
So Tom Anderson was the starting president of MySpace. There was other people involved, but it's Tom that we know.
It's Tom. We all know Tom.
Tom was basically the Mark Zuckerberg of
Editor, put Tom's face right here.
Put it. Audio wise, put his face here. But yeah, Tom Anderson was the everyone's first friend on MySpace. Mm-hmm. So if you didn't have any friends, at least you had one.
Yeah, Tom.
Yeah, Tom, right?
Tom never talked back to you though, which was kind of sad.
Tom the first thing that came to my mind when the MySpace topic came up for this week was how notifications worked on there. I say this because this was the first site or social networking site that I was ever involved with. Really, like I had a Zanga, but it's not like
Zanga.
It's not like I had like friends on Zanga.
I never had a Zanga.
I would post blogs that no one would ever see. Mm-hmm. So that means no notifications. So let's say you're 15 years old and you're getting notifications and stuff like that for the first time ever in your life on computer. These notifications delivered a certain level of serotonin that I will never get back. It's never going to happen again.
Yeah.
So I have a picture of what...
Yeah.
You remember that?
New messages, new comments.
So new messages
New comments,
messages. Whenever new messages would pop up in my mail, it was in a red font. Mm-hmm. Friend request was in like a green, sort of like an ambulance like cross. Yep. But the ones that anytime these showed up, I'd be like, oh, this is the good stuff right here. Anytime new photo comments would pop up in that green font, I was like, here we go. I got a photo comment. It's like, this is something that was totally foreign to us. Yeah. Like, whoa, people are commenting on stuff that we had. This is stuff that we've wanted all of our lives, and now we got it. Yeah. And it might have been a little bit too much of a good thing.
It was attention.
it was attention. It was attention that everybody that exists now gets.
Yes.
And at the time, it was like, this is for me. New for me. So you just recalling. And whenever I had this picture that has all the notifications like in a row. Whenever you got like my mail and I had all those notifications, you're like, oh man, it's gonna be a day. Yeah, it is gonna be a day. But yeah, the notifications was always that was one of the first things that popped in my head because it felt special. Unlike Facebook, there's nothing special about the notifications. This is like one or two. Yeah. This one, they're color coded. Yeah, like, there was something about that. That MySpace in its heyday, I thought was the best. Yeah. Like I truly think now the thing that has made Facebook successful is that it never did too much drastic change at one time.
Right.
Sure, Facebook does not look like it did 10 years ago. Yeah. But people wouldn't recognize that probably, really, because it's just subtle changes. But that was MySpace's downfall. We'll get to that eventually, though. Yeah. Profile names. Did you have a specific profile name on MySpace? A lot of people chose like weird names that wasn't necessarily their name. So I did this for a while. So here's the thing with me on MySpace.
You had like C. Luth or something like that, didn't you?
Eventually I was just Caleb Luther. But here's the thing. I had 3 or 4 MySpace profiles because I kept forgetting my password. So
you were one of those people.
There was like 3 profiles with the same profile picture of me with big curly hair fro, with my basketball pullover shirt on, with a cup of pop, cup of soda, and you would look down and see like several Caleb Luther profiles. But there for a while, my profile name was Caleb Matographic, and I say this
I'm curious.
I'm linking this to my next point on MySpace, is that MySpace was a big place to discover music.
Oh, yeah.
A huge...
Oh, yeah.
Unlike Facebook, where they try to bleed you dry and they want to, like... MySpace was a great place to discover music and a great place if you were in a band to post music. So there was a band that I really loved that was on Victory Records called the Junior Varsity. And in 2007, I believe, they released an album called Cinematographic. Mm-hmm. And I changed my name to Caleb Matographic. So that was my profile name for a while.
Ooh, so edgy.
Not really. But discovering music through MySpace was a big deal. I think even before I even had a MySpace profile, you could get on there and sample music. This is where I discovered. Mm-hmm. This is where I really discovered My Chemical Romance and like Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
I would get on there and you could like listen to songs if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And eventually I did make a profile and bands would have a sampler of the songs that you could listen to.
And well, the cool thing about that was too, if you remember, you could add those songs to your profile.
Eventually, you could make it. You could
make your own little playlist.
You could have your profile song. And there was a couple websites at the time that played a huge role in discovering new music for me. Mm-hmm. And I think they kind of go hand in hand. MySpace and this website called Pure Volume, which every week they'd have a top 10 trending songs. Yeah. And it was all like independent bands. Like I think this is where Paramore really took off, was on Pure Volume. And there was even, I was in 9th grade when I discovered this website. And there was even like some local bands that, I don't even know if they were good, but at the time I was like, oh, they're in a band? This is awesome. I got to find them on Pure Volume. Same thing goes for MySpace. Yeah. Eventually MySpace, music-wise, it took on Reverb Nation. Remember Reverb Nation?
Yes. Yeah. So
I remember
we used to have Reverb Nation.
We played in a band called Meet Me in the Matinee, and that's where we would put our songs, and they would it would sort of go through MySpace. Yep. And there would be like competitions, and you could see like who's the #1 band trending in Logan County or whatever.
I remember that.
So that was cool. Did you?
I vaguely remember that.
So did you discover a lot of new music through MySpace like I did?
Yeah. But for me, it was more so some of the classic rock bands that I got into. I discovered Fleetwood Mac on there. Let me see. Who else? Oh, God, I'd have to think about it. Who was I listening to around that time? I remember like 2007, 2008. Oh. I'd have to get back to you. I don't really remember, but I do remember being like MySpace music. Maybe Panic. I think I got into Panic around that time.
I found it because they kind of, if MySpace doesn't exist, Panic doesn't make it.
Yeah.
Because at
Fueled by Ramen doesn't make it.
At that time,
that would be all those bands.
At that time, that's where you got your name.
Yeah.
And that played a big role in the sort of like that third wave of emo that came in the mid 2000s in the emo scene.
Yeah.
Like people like to call themselves scene, and that was just style. You know, the people have like the black comb over hair and whatnot.
'Cause tonight will be the night.
Secondhand Serenade. But yeah,
is that who that is? Because
I believe it is.
I've only heard the TikTok, and I think it's
like
freaking funny.
So the emo scene played a huge role in its general formation because of MySpace.
Yeah.
Like it's flat out. You see someone's profile picture and you'd be like, that person's emo. you could look at their profile name.
Yeah.
Like they have their word raw in their name. Like RAWR. Like they're an emo kid.
Rawr.
Here's the thing. I was an emo kid, but I didn't follow the fashion of that third wave. I was more so wearing clothes that like people in the original emo scene, which I didn't even know existed at the time. I thought emo came into formation in the 2000s. I was like, oh, My Chemical Romance and Jimmy Eat World started emo. So I was more so kind of.
They did.
I was more so dressing like Jimmy Eat World than I was My Chemical Romance. But I would see you whenever you'd go to school in 2005 through 2007. It wouldn't be crazy to see 15 to 20% of the population be decked out in all black.
What was funny to me was when people would like break up on MySpace and things like that. You would know because it would be as a bulletin.
A bulletin.
Do you remember
the bulletins? So the bulletins, is that where you do like the fun surveys and stuff would be on the bulletins?
Pretty kind of. Well, you would
the MySpace surveys.
Yeah, you would like post a bulletin and then it would almost be like
your status.
Yeah, like a Facebook feed.
Yeah.
And it would be like, me and Tommy are broke up. Message me.
I need one of those
greater
photo
than
comments.
3.
I need one of those photo comments. But yeah, I mean, there's just so many memories.
Me.
I mean, so many memories in terms of that emo scene. A scene that I very much consider myself a part of. Like most of the music that I listened to in the 2000s revolved around that. And I'd like to think that I had a sophisticated taste in music. There were some bands that I never got into. Like, this band is below me. Like, I am into Coheed and Cambria. Thank you very much. I'm into them and I'm into Bayside. But yeah, there was just so many bands that people discovered through MySpace.
Yeah.
Top 10, top 8. What did you have? A top 10 friends on your
Who
profile.
did I have?
No, who did you have?
Did
it go up further than top 10 eventually?
No, I think it just
top 8 or top 10.
Top 8, top 10.
Yeah.
I want to say it was mostly though in our span of it was top 8. I think
maybe yeah.
So yeah.
So
top 8 was.
So
man, let me tell you what, you made or lost friends based on that top 8, which I never made any sense.
This is an element of MySpace which is awful, and I'm so glad it does not exist really in any formation now. This is awful, but it's something that you don't think about when you're in your teens. You're like, you're gonna have your It
was literally a pecking order.
I tried to play it safe and rotate people. Like, I'm just rotating friends back and forth, But there were times. Like, why don't you have me in your top 3? Like, okay, it's MySpace, guy. Come on now. Like, I'm pretty sure I never treated anybody like that. Like, why? If I did, it was definitely a joke.
Oh yeah,
it was definitely. Why am I not in your top 15?
But to be honest with you, most of the time, my top 8, especially around that time, was like mostly you. Because it was like,
I didn't know you. I didn't know you. You probably wouldn't have been in my top till like 2009, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, because by the time we got like really like friends and things like that, we were almost out of MySpace.
Yeah,
we were getting ready to move on to Facebook.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about that too in a little bit.
But yeah, we briefly touched on the coding of profiles, and
it was super.
I don't even remember how I did it, but I could do it.
You would go to websites. You would go to websites.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You would go to websites, and then you would be able to upload the photos and things that you would want to.
Yeah.
And then it would literally make you an HTML code.
Oh yeah.
You'd copy that HTML code and then paste it into your edit profile.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the problem with that was if you were off, or you put something, one speck of number or letter or anything in that code, it was fudged. It was gone.
Yeah.
And you had to redo it. You had to start from scratch 99% of the time, too.
I wish I could remember because I had a bunch of different ones.
I did too.
I think most of the time it was music oriented.
Yeah, so
I had
was
like
mine.
some sort of band or something, because I wasn't that into movies at that time. I was into basketball. And I was into music.
Yeah.
There was no in between. There was nothing else.
Yeah.
My life was just those two things, which is just crazy to think about because you don't see that a lot in teenagers. But those were the only two things that I did. So if it wasn't basketball or music, TV.
Pretty much.
Who has time to watch TV?
Yeah,
I can't watch TV.
Who has time? Who
When you're in high
has
school,
the
man,
time?
things are rough in high school.
But it was. It was always fun to be able. That was also part of the cool thing too. You could go to people's profiles, and the first thing you saw in the background was something about that person.
Yeah.
Now, and even then, they had the cover photos and stuff too, if I'm not mistaken, up at the top, right?
Maybe.
You had a header at the top.
Maybe, yeah.
That you could also personalize and everything.
Yeah.
Facebook doesn't have that. So Facebook has a profile picture, a bio, and a header photo.
A header photo.
Other than that, that's it.
It's pretty casual.
Yeah, it's pretty,
which isn't it's whatever.
Yeah.
They've been successful at that.
at doing that. Yeah,
You know,
their simplicity has moved them forward.
something about MySpace though, man.
Oh yeah,
There's something,
yeah.
and if you want to throw an ICQ in there,
ICQ,
I had
AIM
some of the funniest nights of my life.
on ICQ.
On ICQ and MySpace simultaneously with the same people. Just I can't even tell you what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Just things would happen. And I mean, like I said, other than the top 8 or top 10 friends, MySpace was great. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I like that it got to a point where it was you could have more than just a profile song. You could have a profile playlist.
Yeah, I was talking about that.
Yeah,
the playlist was super cool.
Yeah, you could have up to like 5 to 10
5,
songs.
6 songs.
Yeah. And that was awesome. I would try to,
and it would play full songs.
I would definitely try to be very much stuck up with. I would choose like this one like underground band like Gatsby's American Dream's bass player started this band that sounded like the Beatles. They were called KK and his Weathered Underground. I was like, I'm going to put one of their songs on my profile. My friends would be like, Caleb, what on earth is this? Like, it is KK and his KK and his Weathered Underground. Thank you very much, sir.
Caleb was sitting there in his room with his pinky,
my monocle.
dressed in your turtleneck and blazer.
This song is to my liking.
I like it. Another, please.
Another one, KK
I
and his
think
Weathered Underground.
I will buy your album in the future when I have money because I don't have a job because I'm in high school.
I bought a lot of albums though. Somehow I got that money because I was like I said, Walmart, man. Walmart would get good albums,
hitting, man.
You know, other than them having to like edit albums. Which
had to get that, which they don't do anymore.
Had to get that third Coheed and Cambria album edited.
Oh.
And they edited stupid stuff like death and die and kill. I was like, what? Like it says the F word like once on Welcome Home. I don't think it said the F word ever again on that album. Like, why?
But yeah, side note, Walmart does not do
good. I mean, it's good
stickers anymore.
Hated it.
I mean, they put the stickers on there.
That's why they never sold. I believe they never sold American Idiot because they didn't make an edited
now.
Good. They just
the vinyl anyway.
Yeah.
Because Miley Cyrus's new record has is a parental advisory.
So I had to cheat. I had to cheat to get that American Idiot. I had to go from a friend like, hey, you got the parental advisory version of this. I need you to make me a copy of this. So I had to hide that one. I was like, Mom and Dad can't hear the bad words in this Green Day album. But yeah, the coding with the custom profiles. That's something that I learned a little bit about on Zynga. You could do that on Zynga, but I like to talk about Zynga a lot, but Zynga was stupid.
I never had Zynga. MySpace was my first foray into social media.
It's a good starter before going to MySpace. It was a good place for like a 12 or 13.
Man, do you remember? Remember how horrible people were at that time with selfies and things? Yeah. I mean, people are still horrible with them today.
Yeah, I didn't have a camera, thankfully.
So it was like, oh, here's this 190 by 190 pixel webcam photo of my face right in, not me, but of the person's face right in the camera with their monocle and their cup of tea. And
I'd say eventually I started to get good photos on there around 2008, 2009.
Yeah.
But from 2005 to 2007, I'm pretty sure I had like one photo.
Yeah.
There was that photo I was telling about with me with my big curly hair.
That you had to scan in with a printer and a scanner.
Had to do that.
What happened? Look at how
technology, man.
Look at how much technology's changed within 20 years now.
It's crazy.
Well, not even 20 years, like 15 years now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So when did you Because there was a time where I was going from MySpace to Facebook at the same time. I was doing both. When did you get a Facebook page?
Oh God, I got a Facebook page probably. It was probably around the same time that you all did, right?
I got one in 2009.
Oh, it was way after that then. It was probably around 2010,
Not gonna lie,
2011 maybe.
I was very resistant and hesitant. I got
Same.
to Facebook and I was like, I don't like this as much as MySpace.
Yep.
I'm going to stay on MySpace.
I'm going to go back to MySpace.
I'm going to stay on MySpace, but my Facebook's going to be here.
Yep.
I'm not going to do away with it.
Yep.
And I haven't changed Facebook. So I've had the same Facebook since 2009.
Yeah.
But as we all know, MySpace just came to an end.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
It
like, I know it
screeching
still
halt.
exists, but it really don't.
Yeah, it came to a screeching halt.
In 2011, Specific Media Group and Justin Timberlake purchased the company for $35 million, which is funny considering that Justin Timberlake played the guy from Napster and the Social Network. But yeah, I'd say around that time, 2010, 2011, they were just making so many changes that if you try to get on MySpace on your desktop, man, it would like crash.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't even get on there. I was like, what is this?
Well, not only that, like when they did the radical like redesigns and stuff, people lost like blogs, they lost photos, they lost even like the profile. They lost the profiles.
Yeah.
You pretty much had to start over from scratch. That's when I left.
Yeah.
Whenever there was just no
joy to it.
Yeah.
And I had no choice but to transition to Facebook.
Yeah.
And as boring as Facebook seemed, I mean, it's stood the test of time now.
Yeah.
Since 2010, it's kind of been the biggest one. I know Facebook started around 2005 because I still see some people post photos from their own Facebook from 2005. I'm like, holy cow! Like you've been on here since 2005. But I've had it, and you know, it's in some ways it's awful. You know, I'd say in a lot of ways it's awful. It has made me an internet social media addict to some degree. That if I don't have it, I'm like, well, it's like, how am I going to interact with? I got to interact with somebody, or else what's the point of life?
Yeah,
which is stupid. But there's other.
I will say that the few breaks that I have taken from Facebook and social media have been some of the best times. Social media messes with your mental health, folks.
It does.
It does. And it's disgusting that we have let ourselves become that. I know I sound like an old man yelling at the clouds, but that's the truth. I legitimately feel that it's dangerous.
Well, I've never taken a break. I've never taken a break on Facebook. Probably should have. But here's the thing. There was a span of time, maybe from 2019 to 2021, 2022, right before the pandemic and all through the pandemic, where I'm certain I was intolerable on Facebook. Do I regret? Do I not believe any of those things that I posted? Now it's like I believe all of them. I stand by all of them. Yep. Should I have posted as much as I did? Probably not. I probably annoyed a lot of people.
You know.
So that's social media for you out there. Whenever you're locked down in your house and can't move, like you gotta point out all the things that you hate in this world. And I did that.
Kiss had Pandemic Paul. Meet Me in the Matinee had COVID Caleb.
I mean, come on. Like, listen, like I mean, all I know is that on these tournament matchups, I used to get over 100 votes, and now I get like 50.
But here's the thing, though. In that time between 2019, well, the beginning of 2020 all the way until, now, we couldn't see each other.
Yeah.
Like, we rarely hang out with each other and everything, which we couldn't.
And there was just so much absurdity happening in the world.
Yes.
That I had a hard time trying to, like, channel that into something.
Yes.
I could channel it into art or music, but I'm like, no, I'm still going to channel onto this Facebook status real quick. And I don't do that anymore. I haven't posted anything really even remotely, like... political or social like that in well over a year, because I'm just like,
it's few and far between.
I'm just like, well, like who, like I know how I feel.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah.
And MySpace completely screwed the pooch. Unfortunately, screwed the pooch. Like I said, it gave me levels of serotonin that I will never reach again. But yeah,
I believe that MySpace doesn't even have like 50 million accounts now, ain't it? Or something like that.
I don't know anybody who gets on there.
No,
not a single person.
I was talking to a person at work about this was what was going to be our podcast episode this week, and she got on her actual MySpace, and she was like, I haven't been on this thing in like 8 or 9 years. I was like, yeah, it's.
Is there a MySpace app?
Maybe.
Surely
there is.
I'm not going to download that.
No.
But there was other things other than Facebook that really came into to light that ended up being bigger than MySpace too. You had Tumblr, which I never got into.
I never did either.
You know, I just never really got into it, and Instagram, which I got Instagram around 2013 or so, and I honestly love Instagram. I do.
To answer your question, the MySpace mobile app is no longer available on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store.
It's basically obsolete.
So it's literally
there's nothing.
It's dead.
Yeah, you can just get on your desktop or laptop.
Yeah.
Instagram, Twitter, all these. Twitter is an incredibly toxic. I'd say it's probably the most.
What is
Twitter?
Oh God.
I'd say Twitter is definitely unless you can personalize the things you're seeing. Mm-hmm. Even then, it's like you're basically just hearing things that you want to say yourself. So it's like, well, what new are you learning?
It's an echo chamber.
It really is
at times.
You know, sometimes it's a great echo chamber.
Yeah,
but sometimes this is people try to make arguments for things on Twitter that for no reason. I know people have said this before, but someone can tweet something like, "It's like I really love pancakes," and someone will be like, "What's wrong with waffles?
You suck, man!
What's wrong with waffles?
Pancakes are obsolete between waffles and French toast."
Confirmed. Carson Daly hates waffles.
Yeah.
Like what? But yeah, that's kind of how I view Twitter. I don't have the Twitter app, but I have a Twitter. I get on my on like my Google Chrome or whatever. But I don't like Twitter enough to
I don't
actually download that app. I'm like, nah.
I have it, but it's very. I may talk to maybe 2 people.
I get on Instagram. I find maybe I'm just missing the parts of Instagram that's like this, but I don't find Instagram to be a very toxic environment at all. It's just posting cool photos.
No, because it is also catered to you.
It is.
For the most part.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even. For the most part, when I'm going through my feed anymore, I rarely even see people that I follow.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like celebrities and stuff.
It's weird.
Which does suck. Like, I hate and that's the case on most things, though, even on TikTok, which, I mean, honestly, I've finally got to the point on TikTok where I like it. And I've liked it for about a year now, but man, during the pandemic, TikTok was a big ball of stress, and I had to delete that thing from my phone.
See, I'm still late to the party with things because I still do not have TikTok.
I like TikTok.
I think Chat from a Hat needs a TikTok, but
maybe, yeah. Well, here's the thing: if you can really get your For You feed right, you will get awesome stuff after awesome stuff.
Oh, listen, Nancy's, because I watch Nancy's, okay? Because at night before we go to bed, we will lay in bed and TikTok and stuff. Yeah. And her For You page before was kind of catered to both of us. Mm-hmm. Now it is literally Taylor Swift.
It's just her, yeah.
It is literally Taylor Swift outfits from the tour and people's outfits from the tour. Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, that's a really cool outfit. That's a really cool outfit, too. Oh, that one's nice. Oh, what's the backstory of that? I don't understand that because I am a Swiftie by marriage. So, I don't know a lot of the stuff. But, yes, TikTok, I'm still late to the party. And she's looking at me right now like she is just bearing bullets into my brain. But anyway, TikTok. I don't understand it. I mean, I understand it. It's I'm going to old man at cloud again. It's attention span. TikTok's 3 minutes now? You can make up to 3-minute videos now?
You can make a 10-minute video.
Oh my God. Why?
You can.
Go to YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's attention span.
Yeah.
60 seconds. It's like Vine. For the most part, 6 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, I make TikToks. You can follow me at Caleb R. Luther. But yeah.
Shameless plug.
I mean, I guess once you start to get some views, you start to understand TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm one of the people now. I'm one of the TikTok people now. But ultimately, none of these things exist without the popularity of MySpace.
I agree.
MySpace. It's not like the main. It's not like the first social media site, but it's the first one that became that big.
Yes,
and sort of.
I'll agree.
Sort of paved the way for all these. So. Rest in peace, MySpace. You had to go and screw.
Yeah.
You had to go and screw up a really good thing that eventually we're all going to grow out of, anyways. Probably.
So that's the thing. I don't know.
I think that MySpace was definitely catered towards teenagers and people in their late teens.
Sure.
I'm still a teenager, but I think once I would have got to 23, maybe I would have not liked it as much. Mm-hmm. I'm getting a little older. I need something boring like Facebook.
Oh,
Facebook
or TikTok.
But Facebook has screwed up music. I think in such a awful way.
Facebook has. Yeah, Facebook has.
Like that's the MySpace has that over Facebook. Like
absolutely,
because you would just, it was a good place to plug your music, a good place to discover music.
Yeah.
And now Facebook just wants you to pay for like, oh, you got this cool thing that you worked really hard on. It's like, what's it worth?
What's it worth to you? Do you want to reach? Do you want to reach 1,000 people that aren't friends on your Facebook and stuff for $10?
How about you pay me $20? We'll reach 3,000 people. Then whenever the campaign is over, like, well, you reach 600 people and you got 20 likes.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm sorry. Would you like to have 400 people see your podcast? Oh, okay, that's fine. They're going to be in Russia. It's like, they speak Russian. They are not about to listen to an English chat from a hat podcast from two people in West Virginia.
Here's what and here's another thing Facebook has done to me. You know, I'm someone who's probably riddled with different mental illnesses that are undiagnosed. But MySpace is just MySpace is just like doubled down on that. Like,
absolutely.
Because whenever you see things that are like, why does that have 600 shares and 7,000 views, but this thing that I think that I did that was really good can't get anything. And I'm like, it's like I clearly suck. I'm not good at what I'm doing. And I'm like, that's not true necessarily. I guess some things are just luck of the draw.
It's some literally things get shared, algorithms.
And whenever you live in a small town like we live in, Logan County, man, it's really hard to get anything going on, especially on Facebook. Like you can definitely pander to people in your hometown if you live in a little place like this. You can pander hard. We see it every day. We see it every day from people. We all know who we're talking about. But if you're trying to do this thing that doesn't necessarily fit in with the norm of your hometown, you get some it's like, oh, oh, pats on the back. This is cool, but that's all we're gonna give you. Yeah. We're not gonna go crazy over this and like share it 100 times. So. Yeah, Facebook has ruined
everything.
Facebook has ruined my brain.
Everything just can't be in between the panels.
Yeah, it can't be. It's true. You know. Check out In Between the Panels by Meet Me in the Matinee.
Yeah, check out that music video that we worked so hard on. Yeah, and it's great.
That's all.
Remember when you could put YouTube videos and embed them into your MySpace profile?
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was freaking cool.
You could have a bunch. You could have a big line of
and
them.
Now, I do remember the big backlash when that happened when they made it to where you couldn't do that. People got mad.
I don't remember.
Oh, dude, they were so mad. And they had to go back and I think it was maybe a week or two later, they took that out and was like, yeah, you can embed YouTube videos again. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's all I have to say about MySpace. Started off good, ended horribly.
Yeah. Sad that it's gone, but
ended up becoming something like as cool as Facebook, which is just ruining us all. But we're never going to get rid of it.
There's gonna be one person that's like, I still use MySpace. It's not dead.
There's no way. They are liars.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So that's it. That is the topic. That is MySpace.
That is the topic. That's MySpace.
That's all we got.
So Caleb, question: on a scale of 1 to 10, where in your life would you rate MySpace?
What do you mean?
Like if you was to give MySpace a rating, looking back on it now, what would you give it?
Ooh, at its peak.
At its peak.
The way that the high that it gave me, like a 9.5.
I would agree.
No doubt.
I would agree.
Which is something that I can't say. Facebook stays at a steady 7.
I don't even think it stays at a steady 7 for me.
Maybe about a 6.
I have always said, if it wasn't for the extracurricular things that I do in my life, I would not have Facebook.
I mean, I like to get people involved in stuff on Facebook, which is always fun. But anytime it comes down to me having to like advertise for anything that I personally worked on really hard, it's a nightmare for me.
For me, I could just easily keep Messenger to talk to people, but as far as going through a actual like Facebook feed and everything, rarely. Luckily, I don't care.
You know, luckily through the pandemic, I've done a really good job of filtering out things that I want to see. So my newsfeed is solid.
It also doesn't hurt when you have like 470 friends on
true.
there.
I deducted mine a bit. I was well over 1,000, and I think I'm at about 1,000 now. So I brought it down a bit.
And it's not a shot at anybody, and I don't mean that in a horrible way or anything like that, but it's like, if you're doing good things in your life, I'm very happy for you. I'm glad that you're there. I'm glad that you are in a good place and everything. I just don't care.
Yeah, me neither.
You know, I just don't
care.
Go
away, guy.
It's just me. Sometimes I feel like it's gloating, And I do the same thing. I gloat. I don't care.
It doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah.
I'm always happy for people. I just want that.
I am
just
too.
want that happiness. Is that too much to ask?
I agree.
Is that too much to
I
ask?
agree. I'm always happy for people
Gosh.
that are getting to do
What about me?
the great things. Caleb, you're doing great things. You're an amazing person, and I love you.
I'm gone. I'm just gonna stay primarily on Twitter now. You've made me do this.
Oh my God.
All right.
So where can people find us while I'm drawing from the hat for the next topic?
Well, they can find us on of all things, Facebook.
MySpace.
On Facebook at Chat From A Hat. You can check out our movie reviews that we do exclusively on there. You can check.
Did I draw last time?
I think I did.
Okay.
You can check us. Nope. Hold on. Was it what? I did last time.
Okay.
I did last time.
Okay.
You can check us out on Instagram. We're on Twitter. Chat From A Hat is all of it. And obviously, you can stream us wherever you stream podcasts. Josh has pulled out a topic, I believe.
Oh my God.
Josh.
Woo!
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do it.
Oh no.
We'll do it.
Oh gosh. What is it?
Go ahead and finish the.
Oh, I'm done. I told them where they can stream our podcast and all that.
This one is going to be hard.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Next week, you are going to pick your best movie musical. And I'm going to pick my best movie musical. And we're going to battle it out and see which one wins.
What does that mean?
You're a movie guy. Pick a movie musical.
Like
Sound of Music.
Oh, like an actual movie?
Yes, Sound of Music. Gone with the Wind. I don't know.
I don't want to battle it out.
Oh, we're going to battle it out.
I don't want to do that.
All right, fine. We will do best movie musicals that we know. There we go.
Okay.
That's what we'll do.
I don't know much. But
I don't know many
not
either.
Not a big genre fan of it.
Not a big genre fan either.
But the ones.
Why are you smiling?
But
Nancy?
you know what? But you know, we might include Nancy.
Nancy may be on this one then.
But I'm not gonna lie, that the musicals that I love, oh God, I love.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be.
There's no criteria. We can have
It'll be
animated ones. We can have whatever.
Am I gonna try and cram all the classics? No, not.
No.
Clearly not.
You
You saw me losing that. You saw me losing that trivia. I'm not gonna cram the classics.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you what my favorite movie musical is right off the bat.
Don't do it. Wait, hold it.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh.
It's probably one that's going to be like, no, that's cheating. That's why I'm saying no criteria.
Oh, you're gonna say something crazy like Pink Floyd's The Wall. That's not a musical.
I mean, it kind of is.
Movie. Don't you do it? Okay, maybe. Okay, we'll count it.
It technically is a musical. There's no dialogue in that movie. It's all music.
We'll count it. If you have it, we'll count it. We're going to innovate.
So we'll drag Nancy on as well, so she can give her expertise.
Yeah,
she loves movie musicals. So MySpace,
MySpace, Zynga. You can catch us. I told him Facebook, Twitter,
Instagram, YouTube at some point. Maybe there'll be a TikTok. Maybe there'll be what's some other ones.
Right now,
I don't know.
Right now, the closest thing to TikTok is mine, Caleb R. Luther. Sometimes I'll talk about the podcast on there, and I'll do some music movie stuff on there. So
Also, you can find us where you're listening to it right now. If something happens we're not on where you're listening to right now, you can get us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Podcast, iHeartRadio, MySpace. You can actually listen to us on MySpace, too. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, you can catch us wherever you listen to podcasts. Caleb, anything else you want to add?
Nope, nothing at all.
All right, so next week we're going to be talking about Mest movie musical. So we are watching Breaking Bad. So
we're finishing up Breaking Bad.
So tune in to us next week, and we will be talking about the best movie musicals. I'm Josh Brown.
I'm Caleb Luther.
And we will talk to you next week.